99 of 100 people who try Amazon KDP make almost no money. And it's usually not because they're lazy or they picked the wrong niche. It's because they were handed a method that was never gonna work for them in the first place. And the wild part is that the people teaching that method aren't lying to you. It genuinely works. It just works for them because they're the tiny handful it was ever built for, and you're only ever seeing the winners. So in this video, I want to show you the exact system I use instead, the one that actually lets a normal person make real money on KDP in 2026 without spending a single dollar on ads and without living inside keyword research tools all day. Real quick on why you should listen to me, I'm Dave. I've been doing this for over 3 years, and the reason my stuff works is that I don't treat KDP like some get rich quick lottery. I treat it like a real business and build an actual company around it. And that one difference changes everything, because when you're not just praying some system pays out and you're building something real instead, your odds go way up. So even if I've been lucky along the way, luck isn't what this depends on. And that's exactly why it can work for you too. So let's get into it. Let me actually describe the method you've probably already been told to follow, just so we're on the same page here. You go and mass produce a bunch of books, usually with AI. You do your keyword research to find what people are searching for on Amazon, and then you run Amazon ads on those books to get them in front of buyers. Publish a lot, feed them into ads, repeat. That's basically the whole 2020 playbook, and people are still teaching it in 2026 like nothing has changed. Now, here's the part nobody says out loud. The people teaching you that method are almost always people who've been making money on KDP for the last 5 or 6 years. They're already inside that 1% that's winning, and because they're winning, they can generally show you that the method works, because for them, it does. But what they conveniently leave out is everything that makes it work for them specifically. They can put out a new book every single week, they can throw money at ads on every one of those books, and they can keep doing that consistently for months without blinking. And you probably can do it, right? I'm not saying that to be harsh, it's just true for most people watching this. Most people don't have a pile of money sitting around that they're happy to risk on ads that might not even work. And their whole engine quietly runs on being able to lose money on a bunch of books while a few winners carry the rest. So when you've been at it 6 years with a catalog paying you every month, you can afford to play that game. But when you're starting from zero, you can't afford a single losing bet. And this method just quietly assumes you can afford dozens. And even if you did have the money, be honest with yourself. Are you really gonna write and publish a genuinely good book every single week? Because that's the other half of what makes it work for them. What actually happens for a normal person is you get your first 2 or 3 books out the first month, and because you rush them to keep up with the pace, they come out kind of mediocre. And then you put your first bit of money into ads on those mediocre books, watch it slowly disappear, and walk away convinced that KDP just doesn't work and it was all a scam. And here's the thing you've gotta really sit with. This method only ever worked for the 1% in the first place, and the other 99% who try it end up exactly where I just described. So if you actually want to make money in 2026, copying the survivors is the worst thing you can do. And you've got to change the strategy completely and use one that's built for a normal person starting from zero. To understand why the old way fails you, you've got to see the real problem underneath it. And it's bigger than ads or keywords. The real problem is that KDP, the way most people use it, is a completely closed system. Think about the average publisher. They don't have their own website. They don't have an email list. They don't have a single product that lives anywhere other than Amazon. The only things they're using are the tools Amazon itself hands them. I call this being stuck on level 1. You're only playing with the pieces Amazon gave you inside the box Amazon built, and you're only ever trying to squeeze money out of Amazon sales. And when you're on level 1, everything looks smaller than it really is. Now take keywords, because this is the big one. Everybody tells you to build your book around Amazon keyword data, to go find the terms with a high search volume and low competition and let that decide what you make. But here's what most people never realize. The keywords you pull from Amazon only tell you what people are already typing into the Amazon search bar, and they tell you nothing about the real size of the demand out in the world. And those two things are why wildly different. Let me give you a real example. Say there's a specific kind of anxiety that brand new parents feel in the first month with a newborn that overwhelms sleep-deprived "am I even doing this right" feeling. Almost nobody sits down and types that exact thing into the Amazon search bar, so your keyword tool tells you there's basically no market there and you move on. But go open TikTok or Instagram for 5 minutes and you'll find millions of exhausted new parents describing the exact feeling in their own words, kind of begging for help with it. The demand is absolutely enormous. It's just not living inside the search bar, it's living out where the people actually are. And you almost walk right past it because your one and only measuring tool was Amazon itself. And that's really what level 1 does to you across the board. Your book sits on the Amazon sales page, which is great because Amazon is a trusted marketplace and that part generally helps you, but you're stuck trying to earn from Amazon and only Amazon. So you can't see the bigger picture and you never get to think like an actual entrepreneur. And that's the ceiling you keep hitting. And honestly, the whole rest of this video is just about getting you off level 1. So here's the reframe that changes everything, and it's honestly the single most important idea in this whole video. You've got to stop treating Amazon as your business because Amazon is really your supplier. It's just one piece you plug into a much bigger funnel, and it's not the thing the whole funnel is built around. And once that clicks, the way you build a book flips completely. See, most people start from a keyword, but a keyword is just a search term and it tells you almost nothing that actually matters. It doesn't tell you who the person is, what problem they've got, how you're gonna solve it, or what format the book should even be. So I just don't start there at all. I literally don't touch keywords when I'm coming up with a book. The only time they come into it is right at the very end as an optimization tool, when I'm deciding the exact title and publishing the thing on Amazon. What I actually start from is a problem, a very specific problem for a very specific person. And the only thing that really matters at this stage is that it's a real problem, something people generally have, with pain points strong enough that they'll happily pay to make it go away. Because when you start from the person and the problem, everything downstream just gets clearer. You already know who you're talking to. You know how they describe their pain in their own words. You know what format actually fits them. And you know exactly what the promise of this book should be. A keyword can give you a single piece of that. So getting this right already puts you on a completely different level than everybody stuck fighting over search terms in the same crowded corner of Amazon. Once you got your problem, you gotta solve it in a way that isn't a commodity. And this is where most books die. A commodity is basically any product that can be swapped out for another one that's more or less identical and does the exact same job. And if I'm being straight with you, 99% of the books on Amazon are commodities. There's nothing about them that makes anyone need that specific one. To escape that, your book needs a unique selling point, something that isn't obvious, something that makes it special in the way it actually solves the problem. Let me show you what I mean with a real one. My most sold book of all time is a date ideas book for couples, basically an activity book. And there are honestly thousands of those, so nothing groundbreaking on the surface. But when I made it, I added a big blank space on the right-hand page of every activity where the couple could stick in a photo from that date. And that one small thing changed everything because people started printing their photos and filling the whole book with them, and it turned into this keepsake kind of memory book of their relationship. So suddenly it wasn't a generic activity book anymore, it was something they'd actually treasure and keep. And you can do the same kind of thing with high content books too. A lot of the time I'll add interactive tools through QR codes or exercises people can go and complete over on my website. That does something really powerful because it raises the perceived value of the book way beyond the price. Someone pays maybe $18, but they walk away feeling like they got far more than $18 of value. And that shows up in your reviews and in how much people actually like the book. And look, I have to say this part because it's where so many of these books completely fall apart. So many of them are written start to finish with AI and they just come out boring. Because if you ask ChatGPT for something, 99% of the time what comes back is flat and generic and forgettable. You really don't want a mediocre book like that. You want yourself in it, your own stories, your own examples, so the reader genuinely feels like they're learning from someone who has actually lived this thing and knows exactly what they're talking about. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because those extra resources you're adding do two jobs at the same time. First one is obvious, they make the book better. But the second one is the one that changes your whole business, because they let you collect your customers' emails. And when you're selling on Amazon, that is enormous, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why from my own experience. Amazon has really strict guidelines, and a lot of the time they'll just ban an account without giving you any real reason at all. And I know this firsthand because back in 2023, my whole KDP account got banned out of nowhere and everything was suddenly gone. Honestly, the only reason it didn't completely wipe me out was pure luck, because I was already doing this together with my girlfriend, so we could move everything over to her account, which is the one we've been running for the last 3 years. But you might not have that kind of luck sitting there waiting for you. There are ways to get new KDP accounts, but they're expensive and kind of a pain to use, and it's really only an emergency option for when your main account is already gone if you got nothing else. Because obviously if Amazon bans you, they really don't want you opening another one. So if your entire business lives on Amazon and only Amazon, it takes one ban and the whole thing is over. An email list is the thing that makes you completely immune to that, because those people are yours no matter what happens to any single account. So you start collecting emails, and this is what people call lead generation. You can do it right inside your book with the free resource people opt in for, but the best way honestly is to do it outside the book as well. And my main way of doing that is social media. I use organic content to promote my books and to promote a free resource at the same time, and that free resource pulls in a whole list of people who aren't even customers yet. And that's really step one of the funnel, this big growing list of people who found you, trust you a little, but haven't actually bought anything from you yet. If you want the entire breakdown of how I actually do that content part, how I structure it, what I post, how I turn organic content into a machine that fills the top of this funnel every single day, that's exactly what I teach inside Content Marketing for Self-Publishers. You can find the link in the description. So that's the top of the funnel. Step 2 is the people who actually buy your book, and they'll hand you their email to get that free resource you tucked inside. And now something really valuable happens, because you can see the whole picture. You can see how many people came from your TikTok videos, how many of them went on to buy the book, and you've got their information. These people aren't just Amazon numbers anymore, they're your customers. And now you get to nurture two different relationships, and they're really not the same job. There's the people who haven't bought yet, and you keep showing up and giving them value until they're ready to buy the book. But the more important one is your actual customers, because they've already crossed the single hardest line there is, the line between someone who just follows you and someone who's actually paid you money. They bought from you on Amazon, which is a trusted platform with refunds and buyer protection built in, so that first purchase felt safe and easy, and now they trust you on a completely different level. And if the book genuinely helped them, they're not just customers anymore, they're happy customers, and happy customers are the most valuable thing you can possibly own. So what do you sell them next? Most people's instinct here is to just publish another book and sell them that. But think about it from the customer side for a second. They bought your book because they wanted to solve one specific problem in their life. They don't really want a different book solving some other problem they don't have. What they actually want is to go deeper on the exact same problem they already came to you for, to keep going until it's fully handled. And that right there is the doorway to the real money. And it's the doorway almost nobody walks through. This is where you offer either a high-ticket product or a recurring revenue product, and both of them completely change the math of your business. A high-ticket product is just something that costs a lot more than a book, at least $100, often way more than that. I've got one brand where I sell a high-ticket product for over $1,000, and yet obviously fewer people buy it, but that's completely fine, and here's why. Out of everyone who bought your book, There's always gonna be a handful who really connect with what you say and become genuinely passionate about your stuff. And those people will happily pay you properly for a video course or coaching calls or one-on-one consulting. You only need a few of them because one customer paying you $1,000 can be worth more than selling 100 extra copies of your book. And that's something people stuck on level 1 never even get to touch because they've got no way to offer it. Or you go the recurring route, which is a little slower to build but incredible for a lot of brands right now, because the recurring revenue is generally the way things are being sold these days. You have people paying monthly to be inside a community, for example. I've got a friend who's an English fluency coach. We're both Italian and he teaches English to non-native speakers, and his recurring revenue comes from private lessons people keep coming back for. So you got options. You can drop a video course inside a paid community, you can run a membership, whatever fits. The real skill is figuring out the one product that naturally follows the book you already sold them. And here's the whole reason this is worth it. You're taking customers from Amazon and turning them into your customers on your list, in your world. Do this across 2 or 3 brands and you'll be making far more money than someone sitting on 100 books on KDP. And I genuinely mean that because you can actually talk to your people. Imagine having a community full of your own customers where you show up every day, you answer their questions, you send an email every week with something genuinely useful. You can keep helping them and keep selling to them for as long as it takes them to get the result they came for. And for most people, that's not fast at all. And once a brand is really working, you can get genuinely smart about it in a way 100 books on Amazon will never let you. You can segment your customers so you are offering the right person the right thing based on who they actually are. So maybe a few weeks after someone buys, you send them a little form asking for a review, just a few questions about how it's going, and based on how they answer, you already know a ton about them, whether they thrive in a recurring community or they want the high-ticket course and the faster results. So you offer each of them the thing that actually fits instead of blasting the same pitch at everyone, and that pushes your conversion way up because you've been quietly building this relationship since the very first half of the funnel. By the time you offer them the bigger thing, they already know you, they already trust you, they've already paid you once on Amazon and been happy with it. So saying yes to the next thing is easy. So let me put the whole system in one breath because this is really all there is to it. Amazon lets you sell a physical product that you made digitally on your laptop with no printing and no shipping, and it pays you royalties on a trusted platform that handles all the refunds and the customer protection for you. Then you take those happy customers, you pull them onto your own list, and you keep selling them more stuff outside of Amazon for the rest of their journey. So the real business was never about stacking up a pile of books. It was always about building an audience and a customer portfolio that belongs to you. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Amazon was never meant to be your business. Amazon is your supplier. And the moment that really sinks in, everything about the way you build changes. Because you stop pouring your energy into winning level 1 and you start building an actual company around your books instead. And that's generally the difference between the 99% who burn out and quit and the people who quietly build something that actually lasts. If you're ready to actually start building this, come join us in the free school community. There's a completely free video course in there called Self-Publishing Foundations that walks you through the beginning of all of this. There are already more than 600 people inside doing the work, and it costs you nothing to join. The link's below. Thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end of this one. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.